Hello, my name is Erica from Me to You Paper Crafts. I am a Canadian Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and today in this video I want to show you how I mount my cling labels to my stamps. Stampin' Up! Came out with this new, what they call cling mount stamps in their occasions catalog, which started at the beginning of January. This is the catalog. I'm sure many of you have seen it online already. They came out with cling mount, and they made the decision to eliminate the wood mount, save for a few background stamps. Now, I learned all about this when I went to the fabulous 30th anniversary, Stampin' Up's anniversary down in Florida last November, and learned all about the cling mount and was very, very excited. I've been crafting for over 30 years, and there have been other companies that have a cling style stamp that never fall off your acrylic blocks, and Stampin' Up's now formulated their own and have come out with a whole new line of stamps. Well, they're really not a whole line of stamps. Let me explain. These are still the same red rubber stamps that you got before, and they called them clear mount simply because they didn't have the wood blocks. So you had a choice. You could order them with wood blocks or without wood blocks, and you got a set of labels to put on them. So the labels were really the issue. The labels, you put them on the stamp, mount it on your acrylic block, and ink it up, and then before you know it, it was falling off. So it caused a lot of frustration for a lot of people. But no more with this new cling. It's wonderful. I haven't had any issues with it at all. So basically, you're going to be putting your labels. And oh, I should mention, a lot of people decide not to put the labels on at all, simply because when you took off this backing here, it was sort of like a rubbery texture, and it did stick to your acrylic blocks. But as soon as you put the label on, then they fell off. So a lot of people chose to keep them off. But I really like to have the labels on mine, and so did a lot of other people. All right, so I want to show you my method. Stampin' Up! Has their own method, and I will link to their YouTube video down below so you can have a look at that and then choose for yourself. Try out both methods and you choose the one that works best for you. My method, I will admit, takes a little bit longer, but I get better, excuse me, I get better alignment. All right, so how I do mine is I basically take my stamps and I take off all of the backing off all of them. I don't remove the stamps from the frame. I just remove all of these backings on all of them. This helps me go a little bit quicker. So I take all of these off. I won't do them all. I'll leave the last three because you don't need to see me do the whole thing, but you get the idea. Take them all off, the backing. And then when you look at your labels, there's a front and a back side, and you want to identify the right side to get the label off. One is all smooth, but the other side you will see that there are well, I don't know, cutting lines, cutting areas where you can actually take the stamp off. So basically what you do is you're going to take the stamp off. Make sure you get your finger right underneath that and get the image as well. Sometimes this backing can come away from it, so make sure you get the whole image. And then if you look on the back of it, you'll notice that there is a peel line. See that? So what I do is I basically just peel off half. See that? Half. Then I orient this to my stamp. Very often I just turn my stamps around and I orient them to my stamp. Oop, that's really not the right way. This is a more difficult one to figure out. There it goes. All right, so I orient this to my stamp, and all I do is I really watch to position the side that has the backing on it still. And once I'm happy with it, then I let the other half fall down like that. Now I do them all like this, so I'll continue putting these on, and then I'll go back and I'll take off the backing on the other side. So let me do a couple more for you. Let's do this large one. This is a whopping huge stamp. I'll need my largest acrylic block for this one. So again, make sure you peel off the image off the whole piece. Peel off half. You can choose whichever half you feel you want to use to align things up with. Doesn't really matter. All right, then flip it over and you're lining up the backing to the stamp. okay, not the sticky part, the backing. So you're going to put this on your stamp. So as long as the backing is, you're working with the backing, you can move it around. If you see, I can lift it off and I can reposition it if I don't have it quite right. So I like that part of it. So once that's done, I then carefully let this other side fall and smooth it out. Alright, so now I've done 2 stamps. I'll do one more for you. I'll take off this tiny little leaf here, peel off half, and line up half. Let the other half fall down. All right. So once I've done all of my stamps in this way, then I go back with my pokey tool. I find this is a really handy little tool, unless you have long fingernails, which I do. But the thing you have to be careful of is that when you go to take this off, you want to make sure that you don't, I'm going to zoom in here so that you can see what I'm doing. Sorry. There we go. There you go. So what you want to make sure is that you don't fold this back onto the label here, because this will really stick, and sometimes it's very difficult, if not impossible, to unstick it. So what I like to do is I pull in my silicone mat and I just cover that half, and then I can flip this over, you see, and then it won't stick, and then I can peel this backing off and then gently pull this back over and smooth it out. Let me do another one for you. So on this one, for example, I will lift up this label part. I'm going to put my, everything's sticking to it here. I'll put my silicone mat down, and then I can pull this over and take this label off. Now with the bigger ones, be very gentle, kind of roll it down to make, and it should just fall into, whoops. It should just fall into place nicely. These long skinny bits, and it's really hard to get it off afterwards. These long skinny bits can kind of make their own way, so just be careful when you do the long skinny bits. And there you go. Oh, we have one more little one here. So we'll do this last little one here. All right, there you go. So I hope that helps you. It's certainly been helpful for me. Let me zoom you back out to get the whole picture. It's been helpful to me, and I hope it's helpful to you. Please leave me any comments if you have any questions, or tell me which method you like better. Do you like doing it the way Stampin' Up! Tells you to do it, or do you kind of like the way I tell you to do it? Anyway, it's your decision, of course. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, when I bring you another craft video, I'll see you then. Thank you so much. Bye for now.